So I will tell you first 10 reasons why you're not making 10K per month online. After that, I will tell you actually how you can make 10K per month online. So I have a list here, and the biggest thing is always, number one, is like wrong vehicle. So what I mean by wrong vehicle, it's more about you're right now working 9 to 5, or you're right now focusing on starting a business before a necessary foundation of having set of skills. So for example, if you're trying to make 10K per month and you are working 9 to 5, you already know it's impossible to make 10K per month with 9 to 5. And I don't talk about careers like investment banking or being some, coder who does like something that's unfulfilling, because I think all these people are going to be replaced with AI pretty soon. Okay? And regarding cash flow vehicle, choose something that actually gives you high income skills, and then regarding business, like with business, it's like you need to have with business necessary foundation. For example, like knowing how to sell, because all these businesses are built with, there's like engineers, the product, there is sales department, and there's all these departments. But the number one department in the business is sales department, okay? And number two reason why you're not making 10K per month is because the mindset and limiting beliefs of you can't do X thing. So you need to basically not have this mindset of having limiting beliefs like, I can't make 10K per month because of X reason, or not actually believe in yourself. I think that's the biggest thing. Like people just don't believe in themselves that they can't make 10K per month because they have not seen anyone making 10K per month. Plus they also pedestalize the goal of like 10K per month, like it's like a big deal. So fixing the mindset. Number three is actually not going all in into the vehicle. So when you find your vehicle, you need to go all in. So if you just do it like half-assed, so you just do it not seriously, the biggest problem you will see that the people who are going to do it all in, they will like crush you. Because think of it this way, you're doing like as a side hustle, you're trying to like do it half seriously, and there's people who are competing against for doing all in. You can't win because you're not all in. So for you to make 10K per month, you need to go all in and actually do your best and do what's required, okay? Then, number 4, when things get a little bit hard, instead of facing it, you basically go to comfort zone. So many people have the issue of like, when things get hard, they just become lazy and they go back to comfort zone. So for example, you get some setback and you're like, I can't do this, like it's like hard. Or let's say you go for a run, right? You're running, things get hard, you're like just quit. You just quit and towel. So you need to just face it. You should just expect things to get hard. And instead of like running away, putting things under the rug, just face it, go straight to the pain. Go straight to the thing that is hard, That's super important. And then, number 5, not taking care of yourself, like style, looks, and fitness. So when you're making 10K per month, you need to always communicate with people, talk with people. And there's this halo effect, which means that people treat you better when you look better. So if you're just in sweatpants, like facing clients, not looking good, eating shit, and not like being healthy, like if you look like shit, it's very hard to make things from. Like, yes, there is people who look like shit and they're making good cash, but the better you look, the more money you make. It basically correlates. So people like you more, people trust you more, and that's super important. And the reason why I'm saying all these things, some of these things are like quite simple, but when you add all these things up, it basically compounds. They stack, So the goal of this is like, you need to stack all the odds in your favor. That's the key. So then, listening to wrong people. Number 6, listening to wrong people about the way to make money online. Like, for example, listening parents who are working 9 to 5, or broke friends and not having mentors. So regarding like parents, so your parents, they actually want the best for you. But if you listen to your parents who are working 9 to 5, they really can't give you the best advice about making money online because they haven't experienced it yet, right? Like they have different goals than you. So you shouldn't listen to your parents. That's keeping you kind of like stuck, in my opinion. Because I was doing the same thing too. Like I was listening to my parents that I need to go to the uni, get the certificate, then get a 9 to 5 job. Like that advice is good for people who have same goals as the parents. But if you're watching my video, it means that like your goals is to probably make 10K per month so you can quit your 9 to 5, work on your own schedule, and like live fulfilling life. So yeah. And like broke friends, like your friends don't know what they want to achieve. They're kind of like lost. So you shouldn't listen to your broke friends too for advice. And yeah, the key is like having a like, for example, like, if you don't have a mentor who can tell you like how to make 10K per month, I feel like I don't want to be so pessimistic and say like it's impossible, but I'm just telling the fact that if you don't have a mentor who can listen to how to make 10K per month, who can give you advice, who has done what you want to do, it's pretty hard to make 10K per month. Like all these successful people, they all have mentors. So it's super important. Okay. Then number 7, not having urgency and not having why. Number 1, like not having urgency. Think about it. If you don't have any urgency, then you're not going to focus on making cash. You're not going to work hard. And if you don't know why, then it's like, it sounds like you don't have any reason why you are doing this. So you need to actually have a reason like why you want to make 10K per month. Like why you want to make 10K per month. Number 1, so that you don't need to work unfulfilled 9 to 5 job. Number 2, you have freedom. You can basically do what you want, when you want, how you want, and you don't have boss. Number 3, you're actually in control, and you have this financial confidence that you don't need to worry about cash. You just can go to the store, and you need to check prices. And then you can just buy what you want, Like for example, you can buy gifts for your parents and not really check on prices and fuck, I can buy this because it's so expensive, or buy clothes that you want, go travel, all these reasons. But basically know your why, For example, you want to leave legacy, You want to just have something you can provide for, like if, for example, you're probably going to get married, or you will find you'll have girlfriend or wife, so you need to somehow provide, right? And if you're not making like any cash, it's pretty hard to be alpha and be the provider in the relationship. So you need to think about like your why, like why you want to make 10K per month. Actually, just sit down and just think about it. Because if you don't know why, you're not going to make 10K per month. It's like, for example, me, I just wanted to do many things like travel the world, live here, and kind of like prove people wrong. That's why I want to make 10K per month. And yeah. Then number 8, getting distracted by watching porn, jerking off, and getting all these like distractions. Like for example, like focusing on girls too much. I'm saying focusing on girls, I'm saying too much of focusing to girls. Because if you're broke and your goal is to make 10K per month, you can't really have everything. So you need to have focus. And if you're getting distracted with like focusing too much with girls, like talking too much with them, going too many dates, seeing them too often, communicating with them too often, like it's very hard to make 10K per month. Because think about it, only 1% makes 10K per month. right? So you need to somehow stack the deck in your favor, okay? For example, like here, watching porn, it gives you too much dopamine. Like it's like pretty common sense, but some people don't know this. Playing video games, you shouldn't waste time on video games. It's fun. I played video games too a lot, but at some point you realize that you get these fake dopamine hits, and it basically makes your work. It basically makes your work harder. Like you want to make 10K per month, it's pretty hard. So it's not as easy as a video game. Like video game, just like sitting, and you're in like fake world. So you need to somehow avoid all these fake dopamine hits, and you need to achieve things in real life. And also when you play video games, your brain just fucks you up, and it makes the real work super hard because you're doing something that's easy. Okay? And basically watching any content that doesn't contribute for you to make 10K per month. Okay? So for example, watching like gaming streams. Like come on. Like I shouldn't even explain this. Or for example, the thing is this, like your mind should be like, you shouldn't even know about this stuff. Like for example, like I don't even know what people watch. Because, yeah, this one is like a bonus tip. Like you shouldn't even hang out with these people. Because when you hang out with people who have this mindset, you become like them and think like them. And because I hang out with different type of people, we don't talk about video games or, I don't know, some bullshit stuff. So yeah. So basically, you need to basically not watch something that doesn't contribute to your goal, okay? So yeah. Number 9, not being consistent with the vehicle long enough. So basically, you chose this vehicle, cash flow vehicle, for you to make cash, but you're not consistent with it long enough. You need to be consistent with it long enough. That's the key. Because if you're not doing something long enough, you can't really make 10K per month. Like you can make like I mean, some people like my guys who I work with, basically I have trained these guys for them to make 10K per month pretty fast, but like making 10K per month sometimes for some people it's like not like fast. So you need to do something long enough for you to become master at it, okay? And then like number 10 is like overthinking and making 10K per month like big goal, like putting it on pedestal. Like for example, 10K per month. Like I already said it, but if you want to make 10K per month, you can't always put it on pedestal. Like if I make 10K per month, everything is going to be perfect. It's like you need to aim high, but you shouldn't be like, oh, this thing is big deal. For example, every example. So for example, like I made in 1 hour, like 30K in 1 hour. But I didn't like celebrate it and like made a big deal, because if you put something on pedestal, it's usually very hard to achieve. So that's the there's a lesson in that. Like you shouldn't put big things on pedestal. You should be like, this is my goal and I will achieve it. But you shouldn't be like, oh, like if I do this, then like everything is perfect. It's kind of like, so for example, like when I put something on pedestal, I usually don't achieve it, because for me it's like it's so far away from me, and that's why I don't pedestalize things. Okay, so here was the 10 reasons why you're not making 10K per month. Okay, then for you to make 10K per month, this is what I would do, and that worked for me. Okay, so number 1 is that you need to choose cash flow vehicle that's the best one for you. Okay, that's like long term. Okay, number 2, you need to find a mentor for it. You need to have a coach who can actually mentor you and coach you for you to actually make 10K per month. And if you're doing just courses, like you can't interact with a mentor. So you need to actually find a mentor who can talk to. That's super key. Okay, then you need to do every single thing that mentor says to you. It's super important. Okay, and you need to do it consistently with all effort. You should always, when you do something, you should do all in. For example, like what I did is like I have always got results when I do all in. Like you can't do things half-assed. You need to do your best and be like all in. Okay. Number 4, you should also lose max and take care of yourself by going to the gym. Like, I think some people don't go to the gym, but I think the gym is like number one thing, you know, for fitness. It makes you more disciplined, and it just makes you look better long term. So like, gym is must, okay? Then eating clean, just like eat clean for you to actually feel good. Because if you're just eating like fat foods, unhealthy foods, too much seed oils, you can't really be focused and you can't really get the work done, and you become super lazy, okay? Then sleeping well and dressing well. Sleeping well is number one thing. For me, like, it's always so common sense to like sleep well, but like, you need to all actually focus on sleeping at least 8 hours. If you're sleeping too little, you just can't focus, and you actually are not so disciplined, and you actually can't get the work done so well. So it doesn't mean sleep 10 hours. So again, you need to have balance. Instead of sleeping like 10 hours or like 6 hours, keep it simple, sleep 8 hours. The better your sleep quality, the more healthy you are, the more money you make. Dressing well. So for example, when you're doing sales, you need to dress well. You need to look good, okay? So that's super key. Number 5, and this is the final thing. So to make 10K per month, it should be your number one priority. Everything else should be noise. Everything else is like distraction. So only thing when you're making 10K per month is you should be always thinking about 10K per month. Always. Like, will this thing bring me closer to making 10K per month? That's super important. And if it doesn't, you should eliminate it and remove it. For example, watching TikToks about some funny stuff, will that make you 10K per month? If not, you should not consume it. Me going outside with losers, will it make you 10K per month? If not, you shouldn't do it. Okay. Me jerking off, will it make me 10K per month? No. So avoid it. And video games, again, the same thing. So basically, number one thing is actually make 10K per month your number one priority, and optimize all your environment for you to make 10K per month. Like, you shouldn't have any stuff at home that distracts you from 10K per month. The free time should be optimized for you to actually make 10K per month. Okay? So yeah, I appreciate you for watching till the end, because there's not so much editing in this video. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, I actually need some feedback from you, like, what do you want to see next? Okay? So see you next one.